Welcome to the sportiest stream, everybody. It's nice to see you all out there. Happy, hopefully happy. I can't see your faces, but I'm happy. You can see that out of me. As we've got some ATS, Ascent Tournament Series Advent Cup action out of Season 3. This is the start, on this stream at least, for the second week of action. Wyffer Jets take on Hunter 35 Mist, two top-tier teams, in a best-of-5 matchup. And joining me here for this match is ApparentlyBanana, one of our newest casters added in for ATS. How are you doing here tonight, ApparentlyBanana?
I'm doing very good. I'm excited. It should be a good series. Advent Cup should be nice. I'm excited.
And I am as well. Wyffer Jets are Season 2 Apex Cup winners. Of course, before we have shifted all the divisions up, they've come back for this season in a division that's actually slightly higher ranked. So now they've got a lot more issues with them here. This season did not start off well for them either, losing in Week 1 to Team Skyline Ember in 5. And just out 175 Mist, won in Week 1, a field sweep over Incorrect Gold. So they're riding pretty high here off that momentum, and I think it really shows that there's a lot more depth in this season than the last one. Every single season, it gets tougher and tougher for these teams. And for Wyffer Jets, again, who won last season, they're getting to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. And I mean, like you said, last season they won. I mean, they're going to be wanting their revenge. They're going to be hungry. Lost in Week 1, Game 5. They're going to be hungry. They're going to come out hot today. Looking to defend their title, and should be interesting.
Should definitely be interesting. That's to say it lightly. It will be interesting. It will be a very fun match here, because the Mist is definitely one of those teams that I think a lot of people doubt. I mean, they're not the only 135 team in this tournament. There's 100 Royals who are in this tournament as well, and that's a team a lot of people have high hopes for. So Mist trying to prove that they themselves have what it takes, and with a roster that players that we see here, Averted specifically, a player that we recognized back when he was on Affinity Sapphire in the past. Another very good team that did play in Season 2 for Apex Cup, made top 8, I believe, before dropping out. So definitely a team to... Actually, I don't think they made playoffs. They made playoffs in Season 1 and dropped out in top 8. I don't think they made playoffs in Season 2. So again, now he's on Mist on a whole different organization. And we'll see how things go here for them, because this 135 Mist team, again, started off really well, but against Incorrect Gold, that's a relatively new roster. So not much to say about that. Wyffer Jets are one of our oldest teams here. They've been here, I think it's the same roster, since Season 1. So they've been here for a very long time. Since the start of our Apex Cup, since the start of when they could actually apply for these tournaments, they've been the exact same roster. The only change they've had is having Lumos, Ilumos as sub, who now isn't playing as sub this season.
Yeah, I mean, it should be good. Match starts about 2 minutes. Give these players about 2 minutes to file in, and we will get action kicked off. Like I said, I'm very pumped for this series. This should be a really good series. Wyffer Jets would really stink if they went down 0-2 in league play. I mean, going on 0-2, that's a little rough. I mean, it's not the end of the world by any means, obviously. But, I mean, if you can get this thing to 1-1, 1-1's a lot different than 0-2, and it looks a lot different, especially if they want to avenge that title. If they don't want to look to go 0-2 here.
No, and with the Advent Cup being what I would consider the toughest division to make the playoffs for, they're going to have their work cut out for them. You really can't afford losses here. And just in getting to the playoffs, and compared to other groups, in Apex Cup, you got to be the top 4 out of 8 teams in your group just to make playoffs. In the Apex Cup, 100% of the teams make playoffs. Everybody will be making the playoffs there. And in the Ascendant Cup, if you're in the top 5 in your group, you have a very likely chance of being in the playoffs. If you're in the top 4, you're guaranteed. So, Advent Cup's the toughest one. It has the most teams. It's the toughest to get into the playoffs for. It's gonna be a tough run for these teams, especially if you go down early. For Mist, they're trying to prove that Week 1 was not a fluke. That even though they went against Incorrect Gold, who overall as a team are up on the weaker side, on the lower ranked side, that it's not a fluke. That against teams like Wyffer Jets, who we know are teams that can win this whole thing, who have won this whole thing. But what does Mist have in store? If they can beat a team like this, there won't be many other teams that can really stop them.
Yeah, and Mist winning this would be huge for them. Like you said, that Week 1 against Incorrect Gold, we're not really sure how valid that team is. Relatively new team. We're not really sure what they're capable of. Losing Week 1 as a new team 3-0, kind of get like the dirt jitters out, nerves out. Could be a new roster completely. We don't know. So it is going to be an important matchup. A true test for Mist here as they go against the Wet Jets, which I actually quite like that name, by the way. Quite
Well,
nice.
if you like that name, there's 7 different teams of House Wyffendor in this tournament. 6 of them are in the Advent Cup. It's all the teams that have Whiff in their name. So it's pretty easy to recognize which of the House Wyffendor teams. Again, 1 in the Ascendant Cup. So I keep mentioning about this org because they're always on stream, but again, they're one of the biggest orgs here, and they also are our sponsors for the Advent Cup.
Yeah.
So for all of you out there, again, support House Wyffendor, our Advent Cup sponsors. Gonna be a really fun one as well. Sponsors of our upcoming show match on the stream. Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Retro versus Eclipse. A fun little 1v1 show match for all of you. $50 prize pool for that one. Also sponsored by House Wyffendor. So, a lot out of House Wyffendor. We just saw their Wyffendor House Gauntlet as well not that long ago. A $90 tournament in which the Wet Jets did play in it. They did not play amazingly. They did not even get out of day 1, I believe. No, they did get out of day 1. They lost in the semifinals in Game 7. So they had an okay performance. Not as good as they want it to be, obviously. But they went to Game 7 in that tournament, in that semifinals. Sorry, did I say semifinals? Actually, you know what? I should rephrase whatever I said. They made it to the grand finals. I just remembered. They made it to the grand finals. They played a tough team in the semifinals, but they won that match. They went to the grand finals where they lost in Game 7 in quite a matchup. So no, sorry. They are a good team, but even then, I don't think they'll be happy with how they played in that tournament. It was not exactly, I think, what they would call a shining performance for them here. Unless I'm completely wrong. You know what? I might be completely wrong. Someone in chat will correct me on this. I think I might be wrong again. I don't remember that tournament as well as I maybe thought I did. So let me, if I can quickly go back on that one here and get a good answer for you.
By the chat.
I'm gonna fact check this on Wikipedia. Because I know that tournament's on Wikipedia. Did they make it out of day 1? They did, and they went to Game 7 against. They lost in the semis. They lost to Whifflash in the semifinals. So they made top 4. Not a bad performance, but of course they'll be hoping that they have a better performance. Whifflash, though, as a team, are pretty solid. We saw them sweep on this stream a few days ago against another Wyffendor team, as we'll get these teams in very soon here with Muffin, Armor J, and Moose in on the one side, Iris, Rice, and Averted on the other side. As I can apologize for all of you House Wyffendor fans for getting that tournament result wrong. But, there we go. Hopefully, I got it right now. I did fact check it, so as we again get things underway in just a few moments. Apparently, Banana, before I really get into this match, is there something about this series that I think that's going to really strike you, as being, important?
I think it's just kind of how I mentioned it earlier, that this Mist team in week 1, they played the incorrect gold team that we don't, once again, to reiterate this, it's just we don't really know how good they are. They could be a really solid team, or they could be one of the lower teams in the Advent Cup. We don't really know. And like I said, this is a true test for them with Wet Jets, a team that won this tournament last season. Week 1, tough 3-2 loss, Skyline. But I mean, it's a good team, and I'm sure they'll bounce back. So I think this really does show us the validity of Mist, and if Wyffer Wet Jets will have a chance at contending for back-to-back.
The pressure definitely there for the Wet Jets, as we are still waiting on Mist. They have 2/3 of their roster here right now, but again, what a match we have coming up. As again, it's Wyffer Wet Jets, 135 Mist. I mean, we're talking about, 2 very good teams, and for Mist, again, as a team that hasn't really proven themselves yet. I mean, 1 win's something, but you gotta get more than just 1 win as well here, as, again, the Wet Jets are such a solid roster, but this Mist team is definitely much more of a question mark for a lot of people. We need to know, how good is this team actually going to play? How good is this team going to be this season? And, well, for now, this is going to be a really good test for them, because this is a team we can compare a lot of people to, because this is a team we know how they play, as we're going to get into our match. Best of 5 series, Wyffer Wet Jets take on our X35 Mist. The winners of the Apex Cup last season are playing to defend their title in the Advent Cup this season. Mist are on the orange. The Wyffer Wet Jets are Season 2 winners on the blue. And for Mist, a real test of their skill, and they're already off to a good start. Right on in the net. 4 seconds have already ticked by, but it's Mist who score first.
Little kickoff goal here, hard sheet. Irish wins the 50, pops up a little bit, little lob shot. And it's what we like to see. Rice gets the goal to start off the series for Mist. And it's a huge start, what they need here if they want to win the series.
Great dribble from Moose there. We'll look for a return shot.
Pinch.
Saved away by Rice. Muffin. Rice will get to it once again here. And X35 Mist already getting the sense of this Wet Jets team. Aggressive all over the place.
Orange.
And an infield touch. Tapped in by Muffin. And the Wet Jets doing what we know they can do, and that is connect with passes. And with everybody on that team involved in that play, the passes are going to be how they win this series.
Big miss by Iris there, and that just left the tap in for Muffin. Armor gets the beat, bouncing anyway. Muffin slams it home. 1-1 game, and we have a ball game post. 1-1, 30 seconds in, and I mean, this just shows what this series will look like for the remainder. Ooh, shot high, Iris.
I wouldn't call it that early if I was you, Banana. Who knows how this series is going to turn out? I mean, in that grand finals for the Wet Jets, in that semifinals for the Wet Jets, they scored a lot, but they also got scored on a lot. But the games that really did matter were the ones that there weren't that many goals, where, every goal matters so much more. I would hold on that comment so far, but it does show to how aggressive these teams want to be, and they're still not done just yet as an infield play. And what I'm getting a lot of right now is just passing back and forth. Missed, seeing what the Wet Jets have done earlier, are going for their own return passes, and I would definitely keep an eye on that play.
Yeah, couple little misses. Balls bounce around. These first half of the first game is always so important, just to get a feeler, see how the other team is playing, and then get off to a hot start and see what you can do. Because winning game one is so important for the confidence. Go up 1-0 instead of going down 1-0, and it's just one game less that you have to win from the remaining 4 available.
Loose off that sidewall will have that second touch, but it only goes as far as Rice. Armor J, double tap, snuck by Iris. Now he's got him on averted. Open chance, and in comes Muffin. The Wet Jets take the lead, and it's Armor J to thank them for this one. Pop off the corner, sent right in front for Muffin, and with yet another touch that Iris just cannot make, the Wet Jets are on top right now.
Once again, it's that Muffin and Armor J link up. Armor J 2 assists to Muffin. Muffin's 2 goals. And this is what we were expecting from Wet Jets. Conceded early, but now we are really seeing what they're like. 2 goals straight, looking a lot better, looking a little more confident now. And we'll just continue to see that shot a little wide. Muffin do get this middle. Announcing Rice touch to the side. It's a nice little double. Iris touch around. Nothing much there. Iris with a dink. Just a little over Moose. Averted little bump on the back line. A little bit of pressure coming in from Miss. What can Rice do? Pass. Middle. Armor J there. Moose, can he get the pinch middle? Not quite. As all low boost here for Wyffer, as it's going to be straight out to Miss. Iris touch over to the side.
Jets just trying to play that midfield-based style. You don't get those passes without control of the midfield. And the Wet Jets sitting and waiting, and they're going to prioritize that part of the field immensely here. As for Mist, a lot more demos thrown in. It's a lot more on that final third where they're going to find their success. And with those continued enforcement of the demo play from the Mist side, they're going to go for more of that, as Muffin now opening that chance will be kept up by Rice, but in comes Moose, and that Wet Jets midfield all but gone by now. Missed with a return attack. Averted. Midfield. This one waiting in front, but it will be Moose to clear. The midfield held by Mist as they'll challenge again with Iris. And the Wet Jets wait back even further, waiting for yet another attack against them. Iris. No one waiting midfield is Mist. Looking for those return passes. Can't find nearly as much control, but with how fast they're playing in that final third, chance and time will be there, so long as they're willing to take those opportunities.
A little bit of pressure coming in here for Miss, but it was cleared into the corner. Now Wyffer looking at a couple opportunities in net. Ball sent right back over. Armor J touch. What can he do? Can he control it? It's right down to Iris. 50 from Moose goes sidewall. Nice little dunk on him. But Moose stays on it. Great touch from him. Armor J and Averted take a 50. Averted long shot. Muffin ready. Bounces off the ceiling. Rice a little awkward, gonna have to leave for a teammate. No one there. Moose fakes it. Muffin shot. Saved by Averted. They need to hold on here and get one down the other end. Averted pop high. He's low boost. What can Rice do? 30 boost to his name. Touch low. Moose with the huge save. 2-1 lead. They hold it. 40 seconds left. What can they do?
Wyffer Wet Jets playing all-time defense by now, and for good reason, with all that pressure against them. Missed, just looking for that opening, looking for anything here, but the Wet Jets continue to play defense further and further back. And as they continue to wait for the Mist side, they'll continue to allow this bombardment to slide right off their armor. And the Wet Jets Time running out for them, but that's what they want to see. They want to see low time. Only 10 seconds away from victory, but it's still maybe one more chance for Mist. Averted! A little bit faster! This game's all tied up!
And Moose touched the sidewall, dunked out by Rice. A great free jump, averted, beats the man near post, bottom right corner. 6 seconds left. We have a tie ball game. Unless we see something so spectacular, we're heading to a game 1 overtime.
And what a way to start off this series.
If you win.
Quite this test here. 135 minutes, you talk about it. What about overtime? We'll get it after all. Apparently, Banana, what a start to the series already. OT, golden goal, and a great chance for either of these teams to just get off to an amazing start, especially with what is resting behind the Mist with a field sweep in week 1, and Wyffer Wetjets with the championship right now in their possession.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is a position that, this is a favorable position. All you need to do to win this game is score a goal and not concede one here. Overtime are always huge, especially in this game 1. Like I said, the game 1s are so important. A little awkward there, but it's cleared to the corner. And are we going to see Mist take this, or are we going to see Wyffer get that game-winning goal, put them up 1-0 in the series? We'll see. A little pressure coming in, though, from Mist. Irish pops there. Moose ready. Rice will retain possession for a minute. And though it's a great challenge off Moose by the ceiling. Averted clears one down. Armor J low on boost, but he can get the touch.
Rotation from the Wetjets. I mean, this is the team that just as much as we love to talk about their passing on offense, this rotation, this chemistry they have, again, these guys have been teammates since season 1. That chemistry is really most well exemplified by their defense. I mean, this is a team that does not overcommit, does not leave each other lost in any way on defense. The only way you're going to break this team down is quite literally by out-pressuring them and outplaying them with your shots, and not an easy thing to do with the Wetjets playing as they are right now as Moose. They'll leave this one for Armor J, and the Wetjets, it's just about finding that space, but Irish with a dunk, and this may be a big chance the other way. Muffin, that's actually left right midfield. Rice could end this one. He will. It's the bottom right corner, and an errant touch off the corner will leave 135 Mist with an amazing opportunity that they will not miss.
Yeah, missed touch from Muffin, bounces off the ceiling. Rice finds a good finish in the bottom right. Defender can't reach it. And Mist with a huge game 1 win. You know, they were down 2-1 with about 7 seconds left. They equalize and they get the game winning goal in overtime. We see shots were about even, but Mist take a crucial game 1 overtime win.
Talk about it. Crucial is the way to describe that right now. I mean, with both these teams, again, what we know behind them now. There's a lot resting on this one. I mean, for 135 Mist, this is a real true test, as we mentioned it. This is the test for 135 Mist, if week 1 was a fluke or not. And so far, they're living up to those expectations. This Wetjets team is no joke. This is a good roster, and yet 135 Mist is not letting them have easy space here, not letting them have free range. And again, what we're seeing so far, this is really that opportunity that these teams need to take as we'll move into game number 2. 135 Mist may have taken game 1 in overtime, but there's a lot more wrestling minus 1, as I know Iris and Averted both got rotten follows, so service to both of them who are currently playing and winning game 1. We'll see how 135 Mist does in game 2 if this can continue.
Yeah, 1-0 series lead for Mist. Like we said, this is crucial. That game 1 win is one of the most important, as Mist will start off with a little bit of possession here, but a little clear out. And the first goal in this game is massive. You know, Moose a little touch of the corner. Whoever scores first here, try and hold the lead and take this game 2, which could either leave us with the game 3 being a 2-0 to Mist or a 1-1 even series, as a averted shot blocked by Armor J. Muffin with a little beat over to Moose. And, you know, ball's kind of ping-ponging right now. No true possession for either team, but they're both having their looks. Armor J fakes out one, the shot. Iris has it right there from the squishy save, as Muffin can get a touch. Stays on for a little 50 here. Rice over to the corner. And Moose with 100 boost should have a clear here. And he holds on.
The Wetjets right now just not looking to let that ball go by any means possible. If it means taking those 50-50s, they'll take those 50-50s. They just don't want Mist to have offense. They're playing nervous. They're definitely a little nervous after what they saw in game 1. And Again, for a team like this Wet Jets, they need to keep that ball possession as Armor J gets back just in time. A lot of what we're seeing right now for the Wet Jets is just trying to keep possession, not trying to lose out that boost. But Mist have control here. That shot's too weak, though. Muffin will pinch it out, and there's 35 Mist.
Awkward touch.
Once again, just waiting in the midfield for opportunities. Wet Jets haven't given them many options, but Mist knows if they keep playing offense, those openings will show themselves.
Averted there, almost massively dunked out by Muffin, but he does get past. Irish touch to the side, can't quite reach it for a double, as once again, the first goal here is going to be crucial. We'll see who gets it. Has missed a little bit of possession. Verdi can't quite reach on 0, but Irish with a big clear. Who's back? Muffin doesn't get bumped. He tried there, doesn't quite go through. His car moves a little, but nothing preventing him from making the save. As Moose with a beat out. Who's left? It's Iris. Bounces to the ceiling. Armor J. Beat out, and this net could be open. Can Iris get to it first? He can. Bottom right. And Mist take the lead. 1-0. Game number 2.
A big demo in that midfield as well. We don't talk too much about that, but that's what made that play. A goal in for Iris. The Wyffer Wet Jets now are down by 1, and again, Mist proving continuously that they don't just have what it takes to, play well in the series. They have what it takes to not only win in the series, but to win in quite strong fashion. The Wet Jets really starting to feel nervous because with how much pressure they're under right now, Mist are not letting go anytime soon. As a flip reset for Iris. Looking for another chance. That dunk goes well to the corner, but again, the Wet Jets fearful, and for good reason. This Mist side knows what they're doing.
Reset over. Rice good save, though. A little bit of an awkward touch out. Wet Jets will try and get a little bit of possession here as they are looking to equalize, and it would be very important to this game, too. As ball's bouncing around. Muffin a little touch, but is right there to Iris. Dodges a bump. Moose there. 3v1 right here. Verdi gets back. Armor J touches the back wall. Muffin there. Good cut. He pinch in middle. But right past Armor J. Verdi take a video of Moose. That one is rolling in just wide. Moose pop up middle. Verdi low on boost. Iris the only one really with boost here as Rice picks up a crucial back corner boost as they're going to look to defend this attack from the Wet Jets as averted. Big clear over, but Mooster has it red.
A hungry defense from Hernick's 35 Mist. They're challenging just about as much as they can in their own half, and it is working beautifully. The Wet Jets need space. If they're going to go for those passings, they need space and they need options, and with how quickly Mist is challenging, they're just not giving them those opportunities fast enough. As an infield play, Moose gets the win there, and the Wet Jets even the scoreline. Another infield pass, and this one sticks, and once it does, there's no use trying to jump for it.
Great pass there from Muffin. Moose, great speed, beats the man. Top shelf, good shot. And we have a 1-1 game in this game number 2. That could either lead to a 2-0 lead for the a 2-0 lead for Mist, or a 1-1 series tied as each. As Muffin looks for the redirect, pass like middle Armor J. He can't quite reach it. As Wet Jets are turning up the heat here, a big miss. Awkward touch. Moose, can he get the 50? 50 is it with Iris. Back middle. Armor J has a free shot here. Blocked out by Iris. Pressure mounting up in this missed corner. As the touch over, right over to Moose. Little power slide. Maybe a bit awkward for him as Iris hunts for a bump. Gets it. Rice demoed out as what will we see here? Remaining 45 seconds. Will we see another late goal? Or will we go to overtime and it will be decided there for a second game in a row?
I wouldn't be against another overtime visit, but I don't think Mist want that exactly. As I've heard, it's long touch stopped by Moose initially. Muffin not there. Rise, Iris!
Once again, it's the passing play. Rice up. Maybe the defenders are thinking a lob towards net, but no. Drops it to Iris, and Iris a great shot beating all 3 men in net. Bottom left bouncer, 30 seconds left. And Mist take this lead 2-1, and winning this game would be massive for them. A 2-0 lead means absolutely that much more in a best of 5.
Wet Jets, do they have an answer? Do they have something to say at the end of this game? Muffin keeping things going in the offense, but he can't challenge Rice on the back wall. In goes Moose. Iris dunked by Armor J. Moose once at it again. Infield options. Muffin. He's connected. This one's back. Iris will hit it down. Now on an X35 missed. One game away from sweeping the Season 2 Apex champions.
And Iris kills the ball down there at 0 as Mist take this game 2-1. Once again, a late goal for Mist. This one not quite as late, but late nonetheless, as they grab this 2-1 Game 2 victory. 2-0 in the series. Wyffer Wet Jets, they're going to need a reverse sweep now if they want to win this series. But Mist are looking dominant. Iris and Rice both playing very well. Averted had less points there for sure, but he was involved with demos and rotations were clean from them as well.
Definitely, it was a clean overall game here for X35 Mist, really. Yeah. So I have to talk about the defense just being incredible. I mean, that's tough to do, to out-rotate the Wyffer Wet Jets, but Mist have done that so far. And the Wet Jets, because it's not something that they're usually beat by, they look lost on that field. When it comes down to rotations, they're one of the best teams at it, and yet Mist is proving they might just have that against Wyffer Wet Jets, and that's something the Wet Jets kind of need to have control with here as we do head Game 3, and the Wet Jets trying to sort things out.
Yeah, ball pinging around here. Wyffer Wet Jets gonna look for this early 1-0 lead. Rice trips up a man on defense. Beat out though as Averted takes a 50, and this Mist team is hungry. They want this game so they can close out the series. They don't want this to go anywhere near a Game 5. As the bouncing shot, Rice sneaks it past the defense, and Mist take a 1-0 lead in what could be the final game of the series as everyone leaving.
We're getting a lobby reset, everybody. Apologies on that one. Yeah, we got a call for a lobby reset about 20 seconds before that goal went in. So we are going to get a reset here as called by the Wet Jets. So apologies on that, everyone, as we sort things out. But we'll be back for Game 3 in just a moment while we do wait on these teams to sort out whatever they have. Again, apologies on that. But, you know, while we do reset for Game 3, apparently Banana, once again, that Wet Jets team, you know, we talk about them and the rotation they have. What do you see out of this team that you think they need to adjust or change?
I think for sure they need to make sure to get some clean possessions. I know sometimes whenever they're getting the ball, they're panicking. Sometimes they're just throwing it up on the backboard and not really making a whole lot of possession out of it. I know sometimes they've gone for these passing plays and they've worked very effectively as we saw Game 1 and 2. I think they need to just keep these clean rotations. I know Mist, it almost feels like they're everywhere right now, but get it around them, passing plays again, and I think just put some more shots on net. I think that's what for Wet Jets need here.
More shots, I say, why not more shots? As we'll get back into our series shortly here, but yeah, I like the idea. Shots, just throw on for more. Doesn't feel like there's been enough of an output from the Wet Jets, but here we go. We are right back in it. 135 Mist, again, you said, 2-1 win away from sweeping the series, but the Wet Jets on the other side have to answer back, but what a tough thing it's going to do here with how Mist has been playing. They've been outperforming the Wet Jets so far, and the Wet Jets are going to need to do something drastic to turn the series around as 135 Mist will once again start off this game with ball possession, and already not a good start for the Wet Jets. They've got to take this ball away. They've got to find success on offense, and, you know, being able to out-rotate the Mist, which is just not easy to do, as we've already been shown so far tonight.
And a double commit there. Verd also gets a demo. Will lead to maybe a hint of possession for Mist, but not shut down. Iris lobs one backboard, but MRJ is the read. And this Wet Jets team needs to start strong. Once again, like we said earlier, they need to get these shots on, clean possession, and good shots on net, just to test the goalie. I mean, and you never know what'll slip in and what won't, as our MRJ, the pop-up. Moose, can he get the B? He can. Iris with the block on. No shot credit there, so we won't know how that would have gone, but we do know that it was blocked as Armor J, a big demo on Iris. Moose touch around. Can he find the shot? Not quite. Iris going to possess this and dribble it all the way into the Wet Jets corner.
Right now, you can tell the speed has definitely picked up this game. The Wet Jets not waiting back any further. They're playing a lot more in the face of Mist right now. Just something new, something different, but it does leave that backline a little bit more susceptible to those bumps, and that's something that Mist has already proven they're pretty good at so far tonight. It's not exactly something you want to let Mist have free range over here as a get on field. Rice actually going to leave this one unaverted, who has almost nothing in the tank. Will get by one, now pass two. Muffin waiting though, and Wet Jets aren't exactly going to be very friendly. 200x35 missed here as Iris dunked out by Armor J. Averted. Cleared out, and here goes some space that Mist can work with. Iris waiting back, but that touch goes just about nowhere. Armor J's shot high. Mist the follow-up. No doubt about it. Goal 1 for Wet Jets.
And once again, like we said, throw more shots on net. Armor J throws this one up. Irish jumps early, misses. Last minute averted, misses. Moose taps it in, and this is what we were expecting to see. Wet Jets grab this early goal, and you don't necessarily need to fire this one on target every time. Just get it around the defender, like so there. And I mean, left open net wide for Moose, and Moose slotted it as Wet Jets take a 1-0 lead, looking for a second. Iris touch out, and if Wet Jets could get a 2-0 lead in this game number 3, that would be big. You know, I mean, game 3 is a start. It's not winning the series for Wet Jets, but it's a crucial start. A little momentum shift and a confidence builder for sure, as all the momentum before this game was in Mist's favor. They took the first 2 games, but now what we're going to see from Wet Jets, Moose, the chance of the dunk! And an insane shot from Moose. 2-0 lead for Wet Jets, and this is what we wanted to see more of.
What a strike from Moose from high up in the skies as well. The Wet Jets have come back with total confidence. And a big double tap. You mentioned it from Moose. That is a goal that is worthy for Wet Jets to take that 2-0 lead. And, you know, may have taken them 2 games, but it finally feels like they're back to that Wet Jets team of old. Unfortunately for them, they cannot lose any more of this series. Fortunately, though, this has been when they've started to get those goals, and they definitely needed every single one of them. Here in Game 3, a turnaround at least for the Wet Jets. And they keep this kind of play going as Armor J does get a great play in field, but it's cleared back by Rice. Moose can't get to it, and Mist catching the for Wet Jets with no boost. What a smart play from Rice, just threw it at net, and without anything in the tank, Moose was left helpless.
Yeah, and I like the idea there for a pass. I know it didn't end up working out, but I do like the idea. Maybe it was a little bit off. Maybe comms weren't exactly right. He wasn't expecting him to fire it across first time. But a very good read from Rice as he gets a good clear and ends up just bouncing in as no one back, as they were all committed to that passing play, as that's a huge goal for this Mist team as they look to try and even up this game number 3. And winning this game means the series 3-0 sweep it would be if they do grab this game. As little panic over there from Muffin, but he does get the clear out. Averted can't reach it. Armor J touch over to the side. And this next goal that goes in, if there is one, will be important. Armor J can't quite get the read. Rice touch over to the side. Sorry.
What we're seeing... Unfortunately, I accidentally muted myself. I was like, what in the world's happening over here? But I muted myself. Whoopsies. As Mist will look for the midfield here, but another chance for Moose. And as you mentioned as well, apparently Banana, it's a important goal. Specifically for Wet Jets, it would be important if they would get that next goal. Really, take that 2-goal lead, secure this win. They're in a great place to do it right now, but X35 missed.
Yeah,
again,
for
holding
sure.
on well. And it will be Rice to clear. Muffin. I send it back in, but Wet Jets maintaining possession, maintaining that pressure. Mist has not found many openings here. As this one, wait, it's a great chance in front. No one in net. Iris missed it. It was a great chance. That was one he needs to score. And Mist, will he get another one like it? Infield he goes. Averted back post. That's off the bar. In goes 2. Saved away. Mist tries again. It's bouncing in front. But there's a lid on the net. No one can score. And for all that they did, Mist will see themselves down in the game here in Game 3. And the series will continue even more. They try to keep it up, but offense won't be made. With how many chances they had, Wet Jets will consider themselves fortunate that Game 3 ends in regulation.
Absolutely. I mean, it was looking threatening on that goal line, that last little bit. And I mean, that shot came in. The guy who did shoot it, he was awkward and couldn't get any power on it. And a teammate was rushing in to slam it home. But a little bit of miscommunication there. Shots, once again, pretty even. But I do think Mist did deserve that goal late on for sure. And like you said, I think Wet Jets should consider themselves very fortunate to have this game number 3 down, to get this win 2-1. Momentum slowed a little bit. You win this now, and you have yourselves a game 5, and you're on a 2-game winning streak.
Very fun series so far, and if the Wet Jets can continue this kind of momentum, boy, they're in for a great time here. But it's game 4. It continues onward. This is going to be a huge determining factor. Wet Jets, if not only if they can win this game, but win this game quite strongly, and their chances for Game 5 will be just like that. But keep talking about the Wet Jets, and the potential comeback. We gotta talk about Mist as well. That ending for Game 3, they were not out of that game by any means. It was close, it was competitive, and as long as they can continue that, if they can find that confidence within them to score those chances, then they will honestly be set for Game 4. And that's the scary part for the Wet Jets, is that they have not demoralized Mist just yet.
Yeah, like we've said every game, we can't stress the importance of, and as someone who's played these kind of tournaments, these first goals are so important, especially when you're losing, as Iris gets the save away from Armor J's shot. A little awkward, Moose with a beat. Shot off by Muffin. Rice lands himself on the backboard, grabs the save. Little bit of pandemonium on the goal line. With coming out. Muffin touch high. Can Iris get the read? Good read from him. What can Wet Jets do? Need this first goal if they wanted to have a chance at winning this game. Moose with a good dunk to the side, but it's just for Mist to get a little possession. And once again, who will score first here is very important, as it is looking pretty even so far in this game. Number 4, as a bump on the back line, Moose will have an open net. And it's another one of those bump goals that we've seen today. One man cleared out. Muffin, great bump on averted, and Moose taps it home. 1-0, 3:32 left to play in game number 4.
Said as well, what a match so far. X35 Mist on early once again as the Wet Jets. I mean, this is what they did last game. They got on the board early, and they kept it like that. Now just can they add more to it? Because we know with how much offense Mist has, they're not going to be away from that net for too long. The Wet Jets can, but probably shouldn't try to win by just one goal. And they're going to need to get some chances on that net to do so, as actually by Mist. Once again, off to a bad start, but it's not something that they can't recover from. All about being able to score those finishes, finish off those plays. An important game in just that kind of aspect here. Iris will keep this one out. It will be Moose off a sidewall, bumped by Rice. In goes averted, no one up for the Wet Jets early. Now they do, but Iris had it again. Flicks past 2. Armor J, the only one defending, but he's just wasting for time. And Mist has control, but not going to keep it very long here. The Wet Jets will throw that ball away, and Herc-25 missed. Oh, they're going to miss it! Oh, Moose missed it too! That was an open net. I don't know how he missed that one, and it will go the other way. Missed in for the tie game. And that miss on the other side for Muffin will come back to bite the Wet Jets.
And the 2-goal swing right there, as a miss off the back wall for Mist, as Wet Jets had an opportunity to go up 2-0, but I guess he wasn't expecting the miss, as he couldn't capitalize it, fired it against the crossbar, and down came the other end. It was averted, grabbing the goal for Mist, and instead of being 2-0, we have a 1-1 game 4. And I mean, what a mistake that is. It's Muffin a little bit of an awkward save there, and if, like you said earlier, and it's proving to be true, if Wet Jets want to win this, that one goal would not suffice. As Moose the shot, good save by averted. Rice flips over to the side. Can they continue this ball in the half? Armor J missed, but Rice cleans up the save. Moose can't make contact with it. Who's first to this ball? It's Armor J, touch to the corner. And Wet Jets piling on a little bit of pressure as they are looking to get this 2-1 lead and close out this game number 4.
Averted, waiting on the end of this one, and for 125 Mist, that confidence re-engaged after that last goal they scored. It feels like they only need one more. Both these teams only need one more to go in to take this game, and for Mist it would be to take the series. But where's that goal gonna come? Averted. Does get the dunk. It Will be a double commit from the Wet Jets just to keep that ball out. Armor J still with it, but Rice waiting on the goal line. Follow-up touch. That's open! And it's Moose who won't miss this one. And it's the Wet Jets back on top by 1.
Yeah, once again, it's these passes. Muffin, the pass off the corner, beats one man, and Moose just has an empty tap in as the Wet Jets 2-1 lead in this game number 4, where it's win or go home. Is Muffin the pre-jump just off the post, can't quite find it, as they're gonna look to hold this. Might look for a little more though, as Mist have shown very good attacks in this series so far in this game, as Rice one high, but Muffin there for the save. Averted to pass middle to Iris. Muffin sniffs it out as he is going to put this ball in their corner. Zero boost, he's going to rotate out. Double commit, though, from Mist. Has a little bit of panic in this back as it gets cleared, but a good touch by Moose to still control this and get a touch over Iris.
Mist right now, who are waiting patiently, but they can't wait too much longer. Time is running out for them to tie this game up, to take something out of it. And that shot from Iris does go wide. It's out the corner, straight for Rice. Moose keeps it out of the goal line here as averted now. Nothing left in the tank. Iris goes, his touch not on target. Muffin missed it. Rice couldn't put it in. The Wet Jets have taken game 4 en route to a reverse sweep. 1 game left in this series.
And a huge miss off the back wall, and they are lucky that the attacker did not have any boost, or else we would have seen a 0-second goal from Mist. We would have seen more late heroics, and we would have seen an overtime in game number 4. But instead, Wyffer Wet Jets once again hold on to this victory as they even up the series 2-2. More shots this game coming in from Wet Jets by a good portion. We're looking at 10 shots to 6 here, and it's good to see them getting more attacks. Like we said earlier, if they want to have a chance at the series, there needs to be more shots. And 10-6 in favor of them is what we want to see as they do get this 2-1 victory in game number 4.
Game of more shots from Wet Jets and more success. It's simple, the game plan, but obviously it's not easily done here, as now again, our Season 2 Apex Cup winners now potentially a reverse sweep for their first win of the season. Game 7, potential reverse sweep. Mist already proving a lot of people here that they know what they're doing in this tournament, that they are a team that can win this. But after winning Game 2, it has been a struggle to get offense and to finish on their chances. Now it's Game 5. Now they have to make some adjustments. But the Wet Jets, en route to a reverse sweep. Can they keep the momentum going?
And it's back-to-back Games 5 for this Wyffer Wet Jets team. Mist not exactly seen that so far this tournament, as the first series they played was a 3-0 sweep. Almost had it this series, but Wyffer Wet Jets have clawed it back for their second Game 5 in a row. Will they come out victorious in this one, or will they lose again in game number 5? We'll have to see. Mist are going to need to step up this offense a little bit from what we saw last game, as it was a little bit shaky, but I mean, we've seen what they can do, and if they can pull off some of the stuff they were doing in games 1 and 2, we are going to have a cracker of a game number 5.
As Rice will head to the back corner here, he's looking for still options here right now. All that Mist is trying to do is force the Wet Jets to give a boost, but the Wet Jets have shown no signs of crumbling. As Armor J, they're back by averted. 2 touches to send this one down the field. Rice not gonna get very far as Moose and Muffin both there to block him. Iris with nothing in the tank. Armor J has Moose waiting, will go through the back wall, but RX-35 Mist not too perturbed, as now a giveaway. Muffin, Moose, this one still in front, averted with the block. RX-35 Mist keep out the Wet Jets, and with a pre-jump save like that for Verded, he was merely just guessing, but he guessed correctly, and the Wet Jets still without a goal yet this game.
Moose, neither. Armor J can tap that one home, as Armor J will have a chance here. Waterfall down, awkward on the back line for Mist. No one reads it, as he just taps it in. 1-0 lead in game number 5, and the reverse sweep dream is coming more and more alive as we continue to play out. But we still have a good 3 minutes left to play, and we know what Mist can do. As kickoff here, opportunity for Mist. Shot off by Iris, not going to have enough speed though, as Armor J not really tested as it's a routine save. Good pre-jump by Iris, touch into the corner. Moose off the corner, who's there? Muffin the shot. Just wide, just a couple more shots being thrown in from the Wet Jets. What we were saying that we need to see and what we have seen as Moose gets the touch. And Mist gonna need to get this ball out and get some pressure of their own if they want a chance. Armor J at the double. And what a goal this is. Touch around one, recovers, gets the beat over Iris. The smooth play from Armor J. 2-0 lead, 2 minutes 42 seconds left to play, and Mist needs to step up. They need to show some offense if they want to have a chance at this Game 5.
The quote that the Wet Jets always love to hear. This is the time. Let's get wet is exactly the quote that they're known for. And we're halfway through the game. This has got to be a performance worthy of that saying, but can they keep going? Yet another chance on here. It was Muffin that time who had the shot, but it just enough on it. Moose now. Veered back the other way. Muffin averted. Kept high here as it's just bouncing in front. Moose sends it back, and with time and space, the Wet Jets just need to hold out for 2 more minutes. The next 35 miss now. Have to be more aggressive now than ever before in this series.
Yes, they got the ball in their half now. Rice gonna have a chance. Moose with the save. Can Averta get the beat? Can touch around. Armor J's there though. Moose with a good beat. And a dunk into the corner. Time will be wasted. Clock is ticking down for this Wyffer Wet Jets team to get another one. And they do. Moose grabs the 3rd goal. Muffin with the assist. A great pass from him. Beating out Averta, then getting a bump. Moose has a simple finish. Just a top shelf shot in a 3-0 lead with just over 90 seconds left is looking like a harder and harder mountain to climb if you are this Mist team.
For what it's been worth, and ever since Game 2, and really ever since the series was, do they have what it takes, that momentum went against them? Oh my, Moose! A flip reset right on the goal, and Mist has nothing to stop him. Up he goes, he keeps it up high. With a little touch, he gets over Rice. The Wet Jets are saying it again, but even louder. Let's get wet.
And wet they are as they are drenching this 100 by 35 Mist team as a 4-0 lead. Great pass over to Iris though, and this is what we needed to see. Is it a little bit too late? Not quite. Minute 15, still plenty of time for 3 goals in the game of Rocket League.
Dad, it's not a lot of time though, but it is enough. If Mist plays their cards correctly, 75 seconds. 3 goals needed. The pressure is on them to get this done. Averted. Iris chasing down the field is averted once again, but his pass goes far too high. Rice will get there, but 2 players went for Mist. 3 clear for Moose, and the Wet Jets just wasting out that time. Kept in front. Iris will get there for the save, but it's offense that Mist needs, and it's offense that they'll get once again. Iris dropped down, but cleared back by Moose. Averted now. Not a lot to work with. That flick looking to the back post, stopped by Armor J, and he'll keep going. Iris, control touch, but it's left waiting in front. Mist, can they get something out of this? Cleared down the field by Rice. Infield for Averted. Lob shot. Armor J block. Iris now. Nothing there. And the Wet Jets will keep this one away and keep wasting out even more precious seconds off that clock.
20 seconds left, and this is looking harder and harder for this Mist team. Clock ticking down. You're gonna need a goal right here. Iris touch. Rice with the bouncer. Can it beat out Muffin? No. Moose a little bump into him. And that is gonna do it. Gryffindor, the Wet Jets, the Wyffer Wet Jets, 4-1 win against this 100 by 35 Mist team in game number 5 to seal the reverse sweep and get the W to put them to 1-1.
1-1 record for both these teams. It's a reverse sweep for the Wet Jets, and what a match it ends up being for them. I mean, incredible so far. And again, my goodness, what a start here for the Wet Jets. At least start of their wins. It was. I mean, we can be very honest about this, very candid about this match. Apparently, Banana. It was rough for this Wet Jets team. They did not start off very well, and quite simply, it could have been a lot worse had they not turned things around as quickly as they did.
Yeah. I definitely think that this Mist team is a solid side. I know we were questioning that 3-0 win, how valid it was, and it is looking pretty valid as though they did not win this series, but they showed some good looks, especially in those games number 1 and 2 where they got the wins, had a 2-0 lead, but it's what you do with that lead that matters as they just can't quite finish off the series and they will end up getting reverse swept, 3-2 loss. But I mean, you're playing the Wet Jets. You're not playing some bad team that's, new, never played this. This is a Wet Jets roster that, like you said, has stuck, has won this tournament last season. And I mean, what a series that was. It was a pleasure to be able to cast that one.
But it was quite the match that we got to see here. Well, for all of these teams, what a performance tonight here, out of both these sides. But it's the Wet Jets right now, and again, what a game so far. What a series. What a start to their run. And you talk about it, how well these teams, how well the Wet Jets play tonight. Well, we got to talk about the Wet Jets now tonight. Armor J and Moose are here. A reverse sweep to get your first win of ATS Season 3. This season has been a lot tougher for you guys, and I'm sure, Armor J, you are used to that, but to stick with the same players every single season since Season 1. How does it feel every single season to know that you've got your roster behind you, and it isn't changing?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely been a tougher start to the season. I mean, again, a lot better competition, but you know, I've stuck through with my boys. Obviously I got my boy Moose here, and it's been a tough ride. We've had our ups and downs, but I'm happy that it's been this three that have stuck it out so far.
Yeah. Once again, like we said, the longevity of you guys. I mean, you guys are stuck together, and you do get this win here. And I got a question for you here. Just and I mean, Sporty, we're thinking a little bit. Like how is this Mist team gonna? Are they gonna play? When you guys were down 0-2, were you confident or were you a little nervous that you're down 0-2, or what were you feeling?
I mean, we were definitely nervous going when we were down 0-2, but at the end of the day, we just kind of knew like we were not playing our best. We weren't playing fast enough. They were definitely outpacing us, but when we went into game 3, we definitely locked it in, and I mean, I think the results showed then who the better team was.
Match left with showing, and I said as well, what a big win it is for you guys and for you, Moose, as well, for your roster having won last season. A lot of people kind of have you guys as a team that you're looking for, looking to attack. So talk to me about this, about what it's like being that team that everybody's looking at now. You didn't have that in Season 2, you didn't have that in Season 1. What's it like now having that kind of adversity against you guys?
It's definitely more difficult. I feel like there's a lot more pressure on us to do well, and if we underperform, people are going to be kind of upset about it. But I feel like we'll perform well. We'll definitely make at least wild card, and I hope to go all the way again.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, this is a tricky league to get into the playoffs. Four of the top 8. A really good win from you guys here, and once you did grab once you grab that game number 3, game number 4, going into game number 5, do you guys think that you were going to win that game number 5, or not? A little bit of uncertainty, if you will.
Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, you want me to answer it? Okay.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
like, of course, like, yes, we were still nervous, obviously going into it because it's like last match we had, we were also trying to complete a reverse sweep. Unfortunately, didn't get it done. So then, this time, having to go through that same process again, it was like, okay, like we're doing it, we're here again. Like we can't mess it up this time, and thankfully we got it done at the end of the day. But yeah. But again, we just knew like if we stick to our game plan, like we will beat this team, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
As sad
Yeah.
as it was, the 3-2 reverse sweep victory. RJ and Moose, what a win for this season. You guys, again, are still one of those top teams that everybody's looking at. And you get your win here over a very good 125 Mist team, as we've been seeing this season. Congrats on your victory. We're going to get some shoutouts now. Let's start with Moose. Do you have anything you want to say? Any shoutouts? Any final words?
I just want to say shout out to myself for missing the open net. You know, that's pretty peak for me, obviously. But I want to say shout out to Muffin. He's kind of the heart and soul of the team. He definitely brings us together more. Definitely
Mhm.
keeps us all where we need to be mentally.
Move to Armor J. Do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Yeah, shout out again. Obviously, shout out Muffin. I know he had to go do stuff for school, so that's why he's not here. But shout out him as well. Shout out Moose as well. He even though he had that open net miss, he played a very good series. And shout out Whiflash. They've been helping us because our team has been in a bit of a rough spot past couple weeks, and they've been trying to help us, get out of that. And shout out you guys for casting the match.
Boys, have an amazing rest of your night here. Armor J and Moose, congratulations on your win. A Game 5 reverse sweep victory. Absolutely a great performance. Have an amazing rest of your night.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure to have you guys. Thank you, boys.
For things. And there, is there any last things you want to state before we end up?
I think if I had one thing to say was that this 100 by 35 Mist team, they look like they could definitely be a solid team. I have 2 points I want to touch on. One, just continuing with what I just said. I think, if they come out a little bit stronger in that game number 3, and they, throw a couple more of those good shots on net, capitalize, just like that, it's a sweep. But not quite, and then couldn't quite get the job done. And then the other point I wanted to touch on was I know he just said last week that they went down 0-2 and tried to complete a reverse sweep again. It looked like this whiffing. So using that's 2 in a row that they've gone down 0-2. Maybe just a little bit of a slow start, but we have seen the composure from this team. That they trust each other, the chemistry they've been with each other. And those games 3, 4, and 5 in this series at least, they won all 3. Almost did it last time. Couldn't quite complete it last time, but I mean it is good to see that because I know sometimes you go down 0-2, the mental's down the drain. People are arguing with each other, but it's good to hear they were composed and they brought it back.
Got it back. They get their first win of the season here against Mist, who, I mean, this could very much be a match we see again in the playoffs. And I said that about a lot of matches, but this one was close enough, and these teams are good enough that this could be a playoff level match. But we're going to get our stream over here. Thank you all so much for joining. Have an amazing rest of your evening. Take care.